The purpose of this video is to watch the first sunrise of the year 2025. And I think this is a good spot. So let's get into it, shall we? So we've overstimulated our minds by watching artificial light that we have that we get overloaded, and then we have to crash out. We have to sleep, and we feel that it's better for us to sleep in than it is to wake up. But the truth of the matter is the natural sunlight is all the light that we've ever needed. And so while we're indoors sleeping, we're missing the greatest show on earth. That's the reality. We're missing the show. This is the first day. This is January 1st, 2025, the first day of the new year. And in South Korea, there would be masses. There would be huddled masses gathered at some point in order to see the first sunrise of the new year. And here I am in Los Angeles, and I'm the only person here like a weirdo. But if we were in Korea, the Koreans would be gathered to watch the greatest show on earth, you know? Just perspective, you dig? I'm filming it while I'm enjoying it. The peace and tranquility of being out here is amazing. I'm reminded of Herbert. Herbert is my buddy, my former colleague, and he has a quote, and it says something to the effect. Now, I don't know who he's quoting, who this person is who said it, but it says something to the effect, like, don't speak unless what you have to say is more profound than the silence, or something like this. I'll have to find the quote. So basically, I'm gonna shut up now and enjoy the quiet, tranquility, and peace. Peace and blessings. iSee109, January 1st, 2025. So this is it. The first sunrise. The first sunrise of the year. And I saw it. I've observed it. I'm basking in the sunlight. The first sunlight of the year. I have 2 cameras going at the moment, and one camera is on time lapse, and this camera that you're watching me on right now, well, I am filming the regular speed. So blessings. I guess you have to say a prayer first. I guess that's appropriate. So I'll try to recite the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and lead us not into temptation, or deliver us. Wait a minute. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, for the power and the glory forever. Amen. All right, the Lord's Prayer. What else? Oh, yeah, that's what I came out here to talk about. All right, so basking in the sun, in all of the sunlight, the sunrise, the first sunrise of the new year. So check this out. I got up around 5:30. Yeah, about 5:30 I left home, and it was dark, foggy, and cold. Little cold. Not too cold. For LA, LA doesn't get very cold, although it is pretty cold right now. It's pretty cold now because I've been sitting out here without any gloves on my hands and whatnot. Okay. So I got up early today, around 5:30, to do this. I had the mission in mind of seeing the first sunrise of the new year. But yesterday I didn't have that in mind. I didn't have anything. I had no goal in mind, and I just laid in bed and just slept and slept and slept. I guess I was waiting for the countdown. I mean, how could you do that? Just sleep the whole day and waiting for the countdown? It's ridiculous. But I basically slept the whole day until around 2 o'clock or something. Just lounging in bed. I wake up intermittently, and then I go back to sleep, and Okay, so I finally got up. And I decided I would go to get something to eat because I was definitely hungry. All that sleeping, that's all fasting, basically. So I got up and went to the car to go get some food. And as I step outside, as I do, I look in the sky. And check this out. I go outside. I'm on my way, about to leave to go get some food, and I look outside and I look in the sky. And what do I see? I see a cross in the sky. I see 2 lines, perpendicular lines, like a perfect cross in the sky. But not just a cross in the sky, like on the horizon, like out there, but basically right above me. And I just looked straight up, and there it was. And I was like, that's peculiar. That's interesting. And the thing about it being peculiar, the thing about it being interesting is it's like, if someone were playing tricks with me and someone was trying to send me personally some messages, then they chose the perfect time to get my attention. Because as I told you, I was sleeping. And imagine that. Imagine if someone knew that I was sleeping, and then they told the airplane, say, fly overhead at this hour. He'll be up. He'll see it. that was like perfectly coordinated, because when I walked outside, there it was. As I looked up, perfect cross in the sky. Pretty much, it wasn't exactly right over my head, but it was over my head enough. It wasn't out on the horizon. It was directly above. All right. Okay. So that's what happened. And as far as the timing of it goes, it's like it was December 31st, the last day of the year, which is like perfect. I mean, there's personally, I don't know of any semblance. I don't know what that would mean. All I'm saying is like the last day of the year. Wow, what a perfect time for anything to happen. Wow, the last day of the year. That's cool. And then for me to have decided, I'm going to be out here celebrating the new year in this manner, looking and basking in the sunlight, looking at the horizon and all, looking at the cityscape, like all of this taken together is really, really something. And the you know not to talk about the past again, not to bring up the past, but I mean, I was halfway around the globe. The date was it was March 31st, 2019, when I was driving to work. I left my home around 7:30 in the morning, when as I was walking out the door, I looked up and I saw the same thing that I saw just yesterday. The same thing. Although I must give you details. The way the lines were presented were different. So out here in Los Angeles, you have these lines that look like they look like airplanes that made them, because you have airplanes flying overhead all the time, and it's not rare, it's not unexpected. It isn't so peculiar that there are lines in the sky in Los Angeles. I've said this before. Heck, I live not far from the LA International Airport. Of course, airplanes are going to fly overhead and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, so that's what was out there. Lines in the sky, and they were probably, no, not even probably, they were definitely made by airplanes. So there you have it, right? But in 2019, I was halfway around the globe in a country called Oman, where Steven traveled to. My buddy from college. Yeah, I checked out his. What a coincidence! I looked at his end of year photos, and he had been to Oman. I was like, oh man, check you out. But yeah, I was in Oman, and the particular city in which I lived didn't get a lot of air traffic. Correction, the only air traffic they got was airplanes that flew overhead at 30 some thousand feet, 30,000 some odd feet. And that's an important detail, because the day that I saw those lines, just like yesterday, the day that I saw those lines in the sky, they looked to be far closer to the ground than 30,000 feet. Those lines in the sky that I saw that particular day looked to be around like 10,000 feet in the sky. They were very, very distinct, visible lines, which was interesting. And I just thought it was peculiar to see that in the desert, when I knew that there weren't any airplanes that had just flown overhead to create those lines. And those lines were there at least for 8 minutes, because it took me about 8 minutes to get from my home to work. And I noticed them when I left my home, and then by the time I got to work, they were still in the sky. And that's when I took some photos of those lines in Oman. So yesterday, when I saw the lines in the sky, well, I'd imagine that they were somewhere between 10,000 and 30,000 feet. I would imagine they'd have to be closer to 30,000. But the thing about those lines yesterday is that they were fat. Like the air, the wind, it just dissipated, right? It was like the lines had been smudged, right? If you were drawing the lines and you like smudged them with your thumb or something like that, that's the way they looked. You know, but they were still up there. They were up there for a while. It wasn't like, you know, sometimes lines, you know, they dissipate, they disappear rather quickly, but those lines yesterday didn't disappear. They had been up there for a minute. And as I looked up there and I recorded them, they were there for at least a minute while I recorded, a minute or two, which I thought was surprising. And so anyhow, I saw the lines in the sky, but not only lines in the sky, but I saw crosses in the sky. And yesterday's crosses in the sky were pretty peculiar for the fact that they were visible perfectly above my head on December 31st, 2024. And the last time I saw, or rather, the last time lines like those captured my attention were in Oman on March 31st, 2000. No, it wasn't in March. It was April 7th or April 8th. It was 8 days, 7 days. It was April 8th. It was April 8th, 2019. That's when it captured my attention. That's what happened. That's what happened. All right, so basically just for just for the sake of whatchamacallit, just for the sake of just to be clear, just for clarity's sake, this is the first sunrise of the new year, 2025, and I don't exactly have any plans as to what to do, but capturing the sunrise was the goal. Now, I'm not necessarily hungry, and I haven't slept. Okay, I haven't slept, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. You know, stay awake or jump back in bed. I could do that and be completely fine with that. Just jump back in bed. But I'm sure I'm gonna miss something. And the whole thing about me coming out here, sort of what I was saying. Oh yeah, I recorded that in the other video. I said that this is the most exciting. This is the most exciting, most marvelous thing that's happening, that's going on. Not what's on your phone, not on television. I mean, this is it right here. This is it. I think so.
Did you come in on the car?
Nah, I'm here. What do you mean?
Did they let you in down at the gate this morning, or did you walk up from like the other side?
So there's a gate right over here.
Oh, okay.
I drove up and parked at the gate, and the gate was unlocked. So I arrived at 6 a.m. The park opens at 6.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah, the staff doesn't arrive until 8 a.m.
Right.
But 6 is when the park opens.
We had a few years where we were trying to get in the gate, and they were like, nobody's there to get the sunrise.
Oh, really?
So we would park over there off of Lorenzo.
Okay.
And walk up the trail right there on that side where the light is on La Brea and
Right.
San Lorenzo.
Right.
But you're talking about that, like that fire road that comes up down over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have there are a number of entrances. There's right here, and then you can walk up, you know, from the direction that you said.
Yeah.
So.
Sadie.
So what? You guys were here for the sunrise?
Yeah, we typically come up and ring in the new
I'm saying, like, you guys shouldn't have had any problems. You
No,
did.
we didn't.
You
This
didn't.
year, like
Okay.
years past, we had.
Really?
There would be a couple, like 4, 5, 6 cars in line waiting for the gate to open,
Oh,
and because
okay.
before it would just be open,
Okay.
and then they started doing having it manned, personed, and then so when we found when we typically come over here, we typically park over by San Lorenzo anyway.
Okay.
So when we started doing that, but yeah, I was just I was curious if that's good to know though. There's other entrances. So.
Yeah, and those are from the community. That one and that one.
Okay.
Then there's down there by La Cienega, which there's a gate, and you have to pay. I mean, that's manned.
Yeah, yeah.
But these are not over here.
Okay.
And that one over there.
Yeah, cool.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Thanks.
Yes.
Take care.
Yes. Yeah. So it is what it is. Yep. First sunrise. What was I saying? I was saying, man, the little water's getting into my shoes or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I can just go home and go to sleep. But no, but this is where it's at. This is the action. This is this is gorgeous, beautiful. This is just amazing. And that's where you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to be doing, enjoying nature, beauty. The beauty. That's what it is all about. All right, I think I've captured enough of myself in this video. I've talked enough. You know, okay, now it's time for you to watch the video. Continue watching this video of the first sunrise. You keep watching it, okay? Don't go anywhere. Just keep watching the video, man. Come on, man, watch the video. Just keep watching it, man. It's gorgeous, man. It's gorgeous. All right, I don't know what else to do. I guess that's it. Peace and blessings. God bless. Yep. Now it's time to maybe walk around or something. Get some exercise. I guess that's what's called for. Get some exercise. All right, I'm out. As soon as I finish filming, then I see this lone line in the sky. Speak of the devil, it's still making its way over there. And look how like defined it is when it begins, and then it sort of dissipates. See how it's like it's smudged? You dig? And then it looks like that after a while. That's what I was talking about. Yep, see, it's easy to capture lines in the sky like this over LA. It's easy peasy. Peace and blessings.
October 9th, that's where it starts.
You see, it's the same old thing.